ドファイトヴァンガードディアデイズ。
どのモードで遊ぶ？どのファイトにする？どのデッキにする？
New. Love you. Love Raffi. 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 Love you. Love Raffi.
Okay, looks like everything this time is working. Hopefully the lag is also going to get fixed. I didn't end up restarting the PC, but I did realize that I had the bit rate set too high on in OBS, so I reduced that a little bit and changed the encoder settings. So hopefully that was the only issue. Hopefully it's going to run smoother now. So we should be good, and we are up and live on YouTube now. So we should be good to go again. And hopefully that's the only issue. And I do apologize. I know we're a little bit late. Coming back from our little break, and that's partially on me and partially on OBS. Because the updated multi-stream settings, I can't actually click start stream. The menu is too big and won't let me resize it, and you can't actually click the buttons. So I had to essentially figure out how to tab down to it and hit it without being able to see it. So yeah, that's always fun. But at least we got that fixed. YouTube is running. I can confirm that. So that's good. It's good news to get us back on track and get us back to where we want to be. Alright, so let's see where we left off. I guess that really doesn't matter. And as far as this secondary stream, I don't really have a time limit set, so we will kind of go until either I start just getting way too tired to keep going, or, I feel like we've just done enough. Whichever kind of comes first, I suppose. But yeah. Huh. Oh, I guess it might have been because it never was. Well, no, it was fully back on the game. Why can't I hear the game now? No, it's not that. Why can't I hear the game? Let me check, make sure OBS isn't muted for some reason. No. Well, plus that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter at all. But yeah, it's not... I might have to close the game and open the game back up. Because for whatever reason, I'm not getting audio.
どのファイトにする？どのモードで遊ぶ？
カードファイトヴァンガードディアデイズ。
Okay, let's try that again.
ヴァンガードディアデイズ。
どのモードで遊ぶ？
What? Okay. So I'm getting sound there. Why am I not getting sound here? Okay, what is going on here? Why am I not getting sound? Okay, that's weird. I'm not getting any desktop sound, and that's... Don't know why. Why am I not getting game sound? This is weird. It was working earlier. Why am I suddenly not getting game sound?
Cardfight vanguard ディアデイズ。カードファイトヴァンガードディ
どのモードで遊ぶ？
That's not it.
どのモードで遊ぶ？
It's gotta be something with my headphones then. What in the world is going on? Because when I set it over here, I get the audio. But when I do this, oh, there we go. Now it's wanting to work. Okay. I was starting to bother me for a second. I mean, it's not like me hearing it's that big of an issue, but I would like to hear it.
どのファイターにする？よっしゃ、行くよ！ファイト！
今度こそ負けねえ。
Yeah, alright. And we can do that. We've got chat up. Okay. I think we're good now. I think that was just weird that my... I think it was just weird that my game wasn't registering sound for a second. But that's typically what it does to me from time to time. We'll send these three back.
俺のターンだ。ドロー。ライト。スキル発動だ。
Okay.
ターンエンド。
私のターン！ドロー。
Alright, so we're good to go then. Alright. Let's see, discard fodder. Get rid of you.
スキル発動。ゴール。
Well, I tell you, if it ain't one thing with this stream, it's something else. But
ヴァンガードにアタック。
hopefully we're good to go
No,
now. I'll
ドラ
just
イブ
have
チェック。
to
クリティカルトリガー。
a little bit more thoroughly check to make sure like all the audio and stuff's going like it's supposed to next time.
クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。
ダメージチェック。クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。ダメージチェック。よし。クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。
I mean, you know, I'm not mad about him losing 2 crits on turn 1, but that's kind of frustrating.
ターンエンド。
俺のターン。ドロー。ライト。コール。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。
I am still kind of getting some weird, like, audio feedback blips through my headset. I don't know if that's the headset. I hope not, because it's brand new.
ノーガード。
Oh, no, why did I do that? I was supposed to block
Damage
that
check.
one. Oh well. Not the end of the world.
発動ヴァンガードにアタック
ノーガー
ドライブチェック
ドダメージチェック
But yeah, I'm not sure what's causing that.
ヴ
So
ァンガードにアタック
hopefully that can get cleared up pretty easy.
ガードだ
ターンエンド
私のターンねドロー
I just like the... I don't like this ride chain for the fact that sure, it's like, oh, well, you could have had a free grade too, but your opponent went aggressive, so you get punished because your opponent went aggressive.
スペリオルコール コールヴァンガードにアタック
ノーガード
ドライブチェック
ダメージチェック
Well, I would love to push
リア
him.
ガードにアタック
I'd rather this get off the board so I don't have to think about this.
ノーガードだ
ターンエンド
俺のターンドローよーしこれで勝負を決める
Forget I'm gonna turn down the audio in my headset so it's not as loud for me.
コール
And if you guys can't hear me very good, just let me know and I can turn the volume down.
オーダー発動コールスキル発動だヴァンガードにアタック
See,
だ
okay, so that one,
スキル発動パワープラス
that one soul charge did not hurt me at all.
ノーガードダメージチェック
Oh, I really needed a trigger there.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ
I ain't
俺
gonna
の
get it.
全力をぶつけるぜスキル発動
That's fine. That's fine.
パワープラス
That's really
Critical
not.
plus.
We're in trouble if I don't find out or figure a way out of this.
ガードだ
ドライブチェッククリティカルトリガークリティカルプラスパワープラスドライブチェックヴァンガードにアタックだ
Thank you for the subscription card fight, Chris. Welcome to the community. Hope you enjoy your time here. Okay. 23. There's really nothing I can do here. I would genuinely have to go to nothing in hand here to block this. So I think we're just gonna have to let this go.
ノーガー
Much as I don't want to, I'd really rather not go to 5
ド
on
まだ
turn
よ
2.
ダメージチェック
But it's not gonna be, there's nothing that we can do.
ダメージチェック
And these no triggers are killing me.
私のターンねドロー
I think we're gonna ditch the grade 1. We'll be able to activate for free this turn, which is good. And we basically have to hope we hit everything, including the kitchen sink. Alright, so there's our 2... Nope, we're only going to get 1 out of all of these. Great. I was hoping at least... I was hoping for at least 2. Okay, so let's go 14 there.
ノーガード
Let's not waste the booster.
ノーガードダメージチェックヒールトリガーパワープラス
At least he doesn't get a heal this time, unlike every other game I've played today and last week and a half, where he's healed 2 or 3 times in one game. Okay, so let's see. We go this way, right? And then let's go ahead and use this. Wait. Yeah, it's a counter. That's the counter charger. So let's use this guy first. Make the best use of our cards. I don't have a lot of practice with this deck, but I can at least play it. Okay, yep. So let's get this. That down. And we use that. And you just get to kill anything, right? You'll say, I just had to hope it wasn't one of those that's like weird where it just says like it has to be in the front row or something silly like that.
ガードだ
ドライブチェックやったヒールトリガーだ
Oh, so now I get the heal. Okay. I mean, you know, I think this is one of those few games like where we can kind of safely go all
ドライ
in.
ブチェック
Didn't pan out, but that's fine.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ
ノーガードだ
ターンエンド
スタンドドローペルソナライドゴールだスキル発動だヴァンガードにアタック俺の全力をぶつけるぜスキル発動
So now we have to figure out how to get through this attack again.
パワープラスクリティカルプラス
We do, however, have the perfect guard, so we do have that option.
スキル発動
We will discard the grade 1 here.
ドライブチェック。ドロートリガー。パワープラス。
As long as he doesn't hit a crit, I'm perfectly fine
クリ
with
ティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。
This game.
ヴァンガードにアタック。
I don't think I can. I don't think I can block this even if I were to do everything. No, because that's 43 exact. So I have to hit a heal. At some point, I get 2 chances to hit a heal.
ダメージチェック。クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。ダメージチェック。やったクリティカルトリガーだ。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。悔しい。
That's one loss, unfortunately.
どのファイターにする？
It's one of the few, but we're gonna run that back.
よっしゃ行くよ。ファイト。
絶対勝つぜ。
Because that's usually not an issue we have.
Vanguard!
私のターンね。
Not too crazy about the hand, but you know, we make it work.
ライド。ターンエンド。
俺のターン、ドロー。ライド。スキル発動。スキル発動だ。ヴァンガードにアタック。
Yeah, perfectly fine with this
ノー
one.
ガード。
ドライブチェック。
ダメージチェック。クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。
It was super weird, like for any of you guys that were here on the earlier stream, like, it was super weird, like we were hitting over triggers like left and right. Like we hit our over trigger every game we played. And actually hit it pretty early too. That was the really kind of crazy thing. Okay. Now I was gonna say, let me go to my hand.
Call.
Go there. I'm gonna go combat. I'm not gonna push too much.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
ノーガード。
ドライブ
I'm
チェ
gonna
ック。
definitely want to play this. Not necessarily smart because I don't.
ダメー
At
ジ
no
チェ
time
ック。
do I really ever feel threatened by this deck. It just sometimes the AI manages to hit crits at unreasonable times.
ヴァンガードにアタック。
ノーガードだ。あ、ダメージチェック。
ターンエンド。
俺のターンだ。ドロー。ライド。コール。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。
I will sacrifice the 5 here.
ガード。
Does that make sense to do?
ヴァンガードにアタック。
Then we'll let the 10 pass.
ノーガード。
ドライブチェック。
No trigger, so that's good. Okay.
ダメージチェック。
We don't run fronts on this, so yeah.
ヴァンガードにアタック。
And we will let that one go
ノー
as
ガー
well.
ド。まだよ。ダメージチェック。
I was gonna say a heal here would be nice, but
ターンエンド。
スタンドドロー。
suppose that's asking a bit much.
ライド。
Go to the red 1.
スキル発動。
free skill activate for the turn. And I wish it was just like the first time you attempt to use it, not just during this turn when you attempt to use it. So like right now, like it's not very advantageous for me to use it now, but we don't have a choice. And there's no reason for me to risk losing a free retire. We will get it this time though.
Bind. Bind.
And we will go ahead and use his ability and go ahead and get rid of the other one. Because why not? Alright, so then what we'll do is go ahead and go to combat. We're gonna go ahead and swing this column first.
Guard da.
And then we'll go ahead and swing vanguard.
Bind.
No guard.
ドライブチェック。やった！クリティカルトリガーだ。
I forget we couldn't use the grade 2 because of he's not at grade 3. But that's fine.
Power plus.
Could have been a potential extra attack, but it could have also. I was actually aiming more for a booster, so.
ダメージチェック。よし、ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。ダメージチェック。
At least he's hitting heals this time that aren't gonna do anything.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
ノーガード。ダメージチェック。ヒールトリガー。
That one will, but.
パワープラス。
ターンエンド。
スタンド&ドロー。こいつにライドしたからには負けるわけにはいかねえ。スキル発動だ。コール、スキル発動だ。ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
Yeah, let's make him work for it. Double crit me, you deserve to win.
ドライブチェック。ドライブチェッ
Oh,
ク。
the number of times I have said that and proceeded to watch them do it too.
ク
So
リティカルプラス。パワープラス。ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
well, it's just 20k. I thought it was the 13k. You know what? So let's just do this, and that's gonna put us at 23.
ガードだ。
ターンエンド。
私のターンね。ドロー。
No persona this turn, which is fine. Not a big deal. Only downside is I don't really have any plays, so. Do I really care about even using the counterblast, to be honest? I don't really think I do. We will, however, still go ahead and get rid of the rear guard.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
Alright, we're going critical now.
スキル発動。バイン
And that way it does give us more room to use this a little bit more freely. You know, I mean, as I say, one life. Use your
ド。ス
lemons.
ペリオルコール。
ガードだ。
ドライブチェック。フィールトリガー。
43. It's funny, we're actually kind of at the crossroads that we're the same situation. That's 32, so let's give it... Now, he's not going to block that. Actually, he might.
パワープラス。ドライブチェック。
This just makes it equally bad no matter what.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
ノーガードだ。ダメージチェック。
Okay, so this makes it, no matter what, this is two to pass. Or
ヴ
two
ァ
to
ンガー
block.
ドにアタックだ。
Whether that be perfect guard or 10k shields.
スキル発動。
Unless, of course, he has an effect
Vanguard.
front, but...
ターンエンド。
俺のターン。ドロー。ペルソナライド。オーダー発動。
Going to one card in hand,
ヴァンガードにアタック。
that's
とっ
juicy.
ておきは最後に使うもんだろ。スキル発動。パワープラス。クリティカルプラス。
Best case scenario, he hits one trigger. Worst case scenario, he hits an over trigger, so we'll definitely be guarding
クリティカル
regardless.
トリガー。クリティカルプラス。
I just want to kind of get a feel for what his hand is going to be.
ドライブチェック。
Okay, so, yeah. Alright, so at least one dud, one 10k, yeah, one 15k shield,
私のターンね。ドロー。
three basically unknowns. So we should, theoretically, we should have the game here.
これで終わりだね。ファイナルターン。
Shame I don't have any other ones, but oh well. Doesn't have any rear guard, so I can't retire anything.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
ガード。
He's got one of his red deck cards in his hand too, so that's a thing.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。スキル発動。バインド。
And I think we go for the win, right?
スペリオルコール。
スキル発動。完全ガード。
Because
ドライブチェック。
I mean,
ドライブチェック
realistically, there's no way he gets out of this turn. Doesn't matter. It's still 15 to block either way. So
ヴァンガードにアタックだ
ノーガードだ。ダメージチェック。
私の勝ちね
どのファイターにする？
Okay.
どのデッキにする？
I misplayed a little bit earlier when we played Bob Sagra, so I think I want to go back and play that again.
どのファイターにする？
And you know what? Let's play you. I don't like being forced to have to play you all hard, but it's fine. Alright, we've already got sword in hand, so we're good on that front.
スタンドアップ
Do you like drawing into the
ライド
Trickstar
キ
here?
ル発動スペリオルコール
Well, technically, what is his name
タ
again?
ーンエンド私のター
Name,
ン
that's
ドロ
right. I knew it was just a slightly deviated name, but couldn't remember exactly. Alright, so here we just discard the Trick Moon.
ライ
And we activate the grade 1 first
ドスキル発動
to get shield. That way we don't actually draw it, and then we don't have a search target, so we maximize. And we drew Bob Sagra, which is really good. Do I want to go super aggressive here? And we've got a 10k shield, or 15k shield, so I think we do. I think we can afford it.
コール
Besides, that becomes big booster later. That becomes a 10k booster later.
ヴァンガードにアタックノーガードドライブチェック
Perfect guard. I won't complain about those, but when I've already got one in hand, it's kind of annoying. Especially when the AI is really bad about doing that exactly. And then me playing that was just a waste of a card out of my hand, and now it's just a sitting duck.
ライド
Thankfully there, turn 2
発動
is typically pretty lax too, unless he actually has
キル発動
the radiant at this time.
スペリオルコールキル発動
Earlier when we played against it, he didn't get a single one out the entire game.
コールヴァンガードにアタック ノーガードダメージチェック
There goes the Bob Sagra.
ヴァンガードにアタックガードだドライブチェック
We can at least make that a no pal.
ヴァンガードにアタック
I mean, yeah, there's
ノーガード
not much I can do. I'm not wasting perfect
ダメー
guard
ジ
on
チェッ
that.
ク
Oh, and I can't hit triggers for
ヴァ
anything
ンガード
right
にア
now.
タックキル発動パワープラス
I am perfectly fine with you blowing a soul blast.
ノーガードまだよダメージチェック
Not that I'd really saying it's wasting it, but
私のタ
it's
ーン
not.
ドロ
But
ー
if you knew my hand, it would be. Okay, so we discard shield here. Use the grade 2 to get back shield. Then we come over here, pull this back. Exactly you.
コールスキル発動
And then we vanguard swing into
リアガードに
Wiggle.
アタックだノーガードドライブチェックフィールトリガー
We do get to heal here, and we will heal the trick moon here. And we'll give power to our rear guard.
パワープラス
Thus triggering a 10k boost now. And
ヴァンガード
we'll
にア
swing
タック
in.
だノーガードダメージチェックターンエンド僕のターンドロー
Okay.
このカードの力見せてあげます僕だってできる
Now, so see
Skill
how
hot
this
dog!
is gonna. This turn might go really well for me, and it might go really bad.
スキル発動
I mean, that thing just becoming a decent
Power,
booster
press
is
it.
not the scariest thing to happen.
Call it.
Oh,
Vanguard
no,
on your
no,
attack.
he's going the scary route. No, he is going the scary route. Okay. Which means I have decisions to make. I don't like being forced to make decisions. We go
イン
that
ターセ
way.
プト
We will...
ヴァンガードにアタック
What? 2 past the vanguard? And yeah, we'll have to... I hope he doesn't over-trigger here. If he
Good.
over-triggers, the
Drive
game's
check.
over, but...
ドライブチェック
No, and no triggers, so...
ヴァンガードにアタック
I'm okay with
ノー
that.
ガードまだよダメージチェック
Another trick moon.
ヴァンガードにアタックスキル発動パワープラスノーガードまだよダメージチェックやったクリティカルトリガーだクリティカルプラスパワープラス
Okay. Well, our offense is going to be fairly limited next turn.
私のターンドロー
That's the only thing, right? Like... I think that's the best idea here.
Skill 発動
So, yeah, I think that was the right idea because now we'll have a full formation, especially when we get our trick moon.
スペリオルコール
And since we have access to two of them, every time we equip, we'll get to counter charge. We'll just do that. Yeah, not a big deal. Alright, and then we will activate our vanguard's ability to clear that front row.
クリティカルプラス
That will allow this to be a very potent vanguard swing.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。ドレスバースト。パワープラス。ノーガード。
ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。
やったヒールトリガーだ。
I'll take that. I will take that. Probably gonna wish I'd given it to the other rear guard, but
Damage
it's
check.
fine.
ダメージチェック。
No, actually, this is gonna work out perfectly.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
So now we go for 28.
No
That's
guard.
minimum 2. Unless he's
Damage
in
check.
that front. And that puts him at 5. This is gonna be a big swing.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
This is gonna be a big boy swing.
ドレスバースト。パワープラス。スキル発動。完全ガードです。
But yeah, I was confident it was perfect guard, so I wasn't really thinking that it was gonna be
ペル
able
ソナライ
to
ド。考えた通りにやるんだ。スキル発動。スペリオルコール。スキル発動。パワープラス。コールです。スキル発動。
I was gonna say, there's no way you've already got
Power,
another
press it.
one.
コールです。コールです。
Does
コール。
this man has a
Skill発動。
third?
スペリオルコール。ヴァンガードにアタック。
This man has a third one.
スキル発動。パワープラス。
インターセプト。
ヴァンガードにアタックです。
Let's just let it go.
ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。ここで決着をつけます。
まだよ。ダメージチェック。フロントトリガー。
パワープラス。ヴァンガードにアタック。
Well, that is an interesting turn of events there. Oh, I forgot. That's just my 10K one. Yeah, okay.
ノーガード。ダメージチェック。
ターンエンド。
私のターンね。ドロー。
Alright, so Persona,
Persona
Sagra. Yo, how's it going? T-Chomp team. Do I think we'll get the Bob Sagra support quickly? I doubt it. I doubt it. I have a feeling.
こいつ強い。
I got a feeling it'll be kind of like the same pacing as it was with this game. I think it'll be fairly similar in a way, you know. Let's see. Yeah, I think as far as like pacing, I think it'll be very similar to the way that this game was, where it's like one main set every 3 months. So unfortunately, it'll probably be a while, because what was it? Bob Sarger's what, set 6? So yeah, I mean, I think it's a while, but hopefully it's not too bad. I mean, I would love for them to come out and say, okay, here's what's on release, and then we're going to give a DLC 1 comes out like less than a month later, like maybe 3 weeks later. I would like to hear that, but I just, like, I'm one of those kind of people, like, I feel it in my bones. It's just not going to happen. I feel pretty good about this, because that's just going to turn into 10K. Okay, see, okay. See, I was making those statements assuming you already kind of knew that. No. See, Deer Days 2 will be kind of like what they did with Deer Days 1. The game will basically be, what is it? We're at set 5, coming up on set 6 here soon. So yeah, the Deer Days 2 will be up to set 3 with the Sparkling Divas set. So it's essentially it's set 3 meta. So we won't have sets 4 or 5. So yeah, it's essentially it's that long because they're gonna DLC 1 will have to be set 4, DLC set 5, you know, so on and so forth. But yeah, so that yeah, Deer Days 2 will be kind of like what this game was. It'll be it's essentially it'll be 3 sets behind. Yeah. I mean, like I think it's fine as far as the sets that are included. I mean, because that's still all of the, that's still all of the faded cards, so you still get to use all of the divine stuff. We just don't have all the destined stuff yet, and some of the additional like side decks. So you won't have some things, but for the most part, like you'll still have most things, right? Like, if you like Zorga, yeah, you'll have everything you need. So like for me personally, like it'll have everything that I'm looking for. Sometimes the AI does make really boneheaded decisions. Hello, Phaser1199. No Blau, sad? Yeah, no Blau, no. What did I get? Draw. They're not guarding me, so guess we'll give you over here. No, yeah, the AI in this game is not the greatest in some regards. Like, it does good with some things, but it does make some really bad plays. Really? Really? You're gonna do that to me at this point? Come on now. Wow. I haven't played Blau Premium. Let's put it this way. I played played Blau when it was standard. So I'm an original Vanguard player. I was playing Vanguard back in 2011. So I've played every deck for the most part that has ever existed. I mean, like some plays the AI does okay, but like when I play this deck with the Radiolina, when I have the Radiolina, it doesn't take into account that that the Radiolina can still hit even though it has less power than the Vanguard. It doesn't take the fact that she has a Soul Blast to power up into account. So like if they hit a defensive trigger, they will give it to the other rear guard thinking now Radiolina can't hit anything. So there are some things the AI just can't account for, and I think like attack order it doesn't do the greatest with. Like I have watched it call, like when I play against this deck in particular, I had seen it call like the 2 tokens in the back row here. Like I've seen it call those here, and then this grade 2 right here that it just played, this one, I don't think we need shield here. But so like this, when you play this over here in this exact same spot, and then the 2 plant tokens, it will play them in this same format, like the 2 plant tokens over here on like turn 2. And then it will play this grade 2 over here in the other column without a booster, instead of putting it in front of the plant token and giving it a booster. So it does make some mistakes, but for the most part, like the AI is not bad. Like the AI doesn't know, hey, I'm losing, I need to, like if you put guard power on the Vanguard and they have something standing for an extra attack, and you give them enough shield power to make them double trigger to pass, they won't take the risk. They will put the trigger on the rear guard. So the AI is really easy to outplay in that regard. Let's see. I probably should have actually. Oh no, it's fine. We do this, and it also does not take into account like the triggers that gain power. The AI does not take into account the fact that the shield will go up when they play them, so sometimes they overguard. But it's not like, but even that, it's not too bad.
Vanguard にアタックです。
No, it doesn't have the grade 3 because the, what was it? Like, when Deer Days, because you have to remember, the AI only had, cards up to, what was it, set 3, I think, when D-Series came out, when Deer Days came out. So it didn't have the ability to, like, they didn't go back and update the AI decks. So, the AI decks only have access to, like, cards up to, like, set 3. With a few exceptions. Like, if you bought the DLC characters, they have updated decks. Like, if you play Chrono, it's the full Chrono deck. But, yeah, like, the, yeah, so basically, yeah. It wouldn't have access to, like the grade 3 Radiolina or anything like that. It's, yeah, it can be kind of wonky. Some of the decks are really wonky. I can give you some good examples, but, that's one of my big things, like my big pointers that I hope they fix with Deer Days 2, is go back and, like once we hit, like I would say like set 5, maybe set 6, go back and update AI decks to make them newer. And instead of just giving increased trigger odds or kind of skewed ratios of like giving them a higher chance to have a better hand, instead of doing that, make like harder difficulties where they have more updated decks.
ドライブチェックドライブチ
No,
ェック
you can't make the AI use your decks. I wish you could.
クリティカルプラ
That's
ス
one feature that I hope they add with Dear Days 2. Because I would love to build a deck and then be able to test against it. But again, if the AI is going to have trouble using what is essentially a bunch of starter decks, I don't have a lot of faith that the AI would be able to interpret like high levels of competitive decks.
スキル発動パワープラス
Oh, wait, I forgot. Okay, never mind. Am I dead here? Actually, I'm dead here. Actually, I may not be. I don't know. That's going to be close. And a crit. No, yeah, there's... Okay, no, that's a fret. That's a grade 3. Wow, he's actually going to win this game.
No guard ダメージチェック
That's what I get for trying to pay too much attention and talking about AI. Oh well. That happens with that deck.
どのファイターにする？
Yeah. Yeah, that... I had to actually look, because I was like, I wasn't sure which one it was attacking with, the back row or the front row, so I was just... I needed to look. Oh, and and it's okay, yeah, because it wasn't the Radiolina, so it was just a boost from a big boost. Okay, yeah, well, that makes much more sense now. I should have taken that into account, and I didn't. And if I'd been paying attention, I would have. But yeah, I mean, like, if you haven't played Dear Days, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like, all the AI characters use basically their story decks at the end of the story, so they're not very upgraded. So like it's like Leonorn. Like, Leonorn doesn't have access to the AI does not have access to Leonorn masks. So it's not a very good deck. It doesn't have the better support cards. It doesn't run the better ratios. They're all very, standard-ish kind of decks. Oh, yeah. And I just, like I said, and I'm not saying, when I say this, I'm not saying it to be ugly. I just wasn't paying attention. I was too busy chatting with you guys. which is not a problem. Because I care more about that really than anything. But yeah, most people don't pay attention to the Momonoke. So yeah, it happens. But yeah, so like, the Leonorn does not have access to Leonorn Mass. It doesn't have access to some of the promos that make it more consistent. There's no full burst. So yeah, like, a lot of the decks are missing some of their more consistent pieces. And since Dear Day, and the thing is, Dear Days 1, did not... Yeah, it would be kind of funny. But see, in Dear Days 1 did not go past, what was it, set? I want to say it was like set 11. Right? Let me double check. Because I don't want to give you wrong information here. Let's see. I'm losing my mouse sometimes. Let's see. DLC. Because that was the thing, is like, what they did was, at one point, they did 2 DLC passes for Dear Days 1, and then they just stopped updating the game when they basically announced Dear Days 2. Or when in development they decided that they were going to start going in the direction of Deer Days 2. They just stopped updating the Deer Days 1. So they didn't give us all the DLC. I don't like what this thing is making me do. Okay, so yeah, like the yeah, so like the last set that Deer Days 1 got was half of Clash of Heroes, which was, I can't remember, I want to say it was like set 11 or something. Yeah, and it's basically already confirmed. I mean, the official website has it listed saying that they hope that the retail price is $59.99, but I'm pretty sure that that's like Japan regional pricing. So when it comes to the US, I'm pretty sure it's going to jump up to like 69. Yeah, I mean, like, if people were to ask me, would I recommend buying the game to play Vanguard, I would honestly have to tell them no. Because, again, it's going to be 3 sets. It's going to essentially, it's going to be... Yeah, and seeing, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we didn't get a bunch of the retrains. We didn't get a bunch of the new forms. Like, we didn't get the new Leonorn. We didn't get full blast for Revaldress. We didn't get the evolution for Dragon Tree. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of stuff. We didn't get the last couple forms for what do you call it? The Dragon Empire, the main character decks. Yeah, so there's a fair amount of stuff we didn't actually get. It was like, what is it? I want to say it was like 3 or 4 sets we didn't actually get. So, yeah. So basically, what Deer Days 2 will do is we will get everything from Deer Days. Well, basically everything that Deer Days 1 had and never got. So it's D set 1 all the way up through Divine set 3, including the Dazzling Divas set. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being $69.99. Yeah, so right at $70 again, and then the DLC passes are going to be like $50. So you're like, if you want to play Deer Days 2 and be up to date, it's going to cost you like $120, which is absolutely absurd. It really is. Like, there's no sense in a game being that expensive, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it's going to go. Well, I'm not sure what you're trying to say, that they had to do it that way or decks wouldn't work. I'm not really sure what you're trying to say. So if you can clarify a little bit. But yeah, so yeah, oh yeah. I mean, other than just the fact that Deer Days would have better animations and voiced lines and genuinely functional triggered effects that you don't actually have to physically click something, tell it to send it to the deck, search the deck, click shuffle a couple times, Other than having to do that, yeah, absolutely, you're better off playing Vanguard Pro and CFA. You're better off playing those games, and those don't cost you anything, and then you can play stuff the minute it gets revealed. Yeah, like we didn't get the Magnolia support, any of it. Yeah, tabletop, yeah, all those, yeah. But yeah, so like yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff that we didn't get, and it's a shame because like some of the better decks that should have existed just don't in Dear Days 1. But Dear Days 2, you'll have all of it. And and if you haven't seen it on the website, like what really kind of makes me feel like Dear Days 2 will be better than Dear Days 1 is it actually is going to have vintage cards. So it's actually going to have sets 1 through 5 of the 2011 Vanguard sets. So we'll actually be able to play like old vintage format. So I look forward to being able to play that stuff. You'll say that's crazy that Magnolia player was just part of Z since the very beginning, and only now we're getting a new Magnolia. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, the thing is, like, I think, like, they get, like, the card that basically allows them to, like, grade skip and go to 4 early. So, like, it doesn't feel as bad. And then I have to agree with what some other YouTubers have said, because, like, thinking about it from well, I mean, yeah, but okay, so yeah, but even if it's from hand, it still could be worse. But yeah, I'm not gonna fight you on the fact that it still feels slow. It still absolutely does, especially when you have newer decks that can like pop off on turn 3 with like game-ending effects and super strong attacks. And then it's really weird, like in Dear Days 2, where we miss all that support, and then we're already just a couple of sets away from whatever the newest Magnolia is going to do. Which like I was going to say, was like a lot of the other YouTubers that I've heard, people that I've spoken to in the competitive community, have agreed that the Magnolia Patriarch is going to be just another grade 4. Because it's going to have to be able to work with all the current support, and most of the current best support revolves around the grade 4. But see, like these two characters that played like the later decks, like their decks are more up to date. But yeah, as far as like some of the decks, it just doesn't work. Like, his deck is terrible in the AI. It just doesn't function. Well, I mean, the general consensus is since most of the best support for Magnolia does revolve around the grade 4, everybody is basically just kind of betting their money saying that the new Magnolia Patriarch will be grade 4 as well. And realistically, I have no reason to doubt that. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. Like, like if they, yeah, hey, it's all good, Lamar. I understand. You went through a lot at your doctor's office, so it's all good, man. Whether it's going to be a name copier, I don't know. Maybe it would be like a grade 4 that copies Magnolia Elder's name and effects, but then adds on to it. Maybe something like that, but for the most part, I think everybody's pretty much in agreement that it has to be a grade 4 just because a lot of the more modern support revolves around grade 4 already. So if you don't continue that way of building the deck, then you have to release an entire new set of support just to support a new grade 3. Yeah, kind of like the Bastion upgrade. Yeah, kind of like that, yeah. But yeah, I mean, everybody just kind of, like, you would have to, like, if you wanted it to be another grade 3 that just kind of resets Magnolia, like, you would really kind of have to give it a whole new modern set of support. So that would take up most of your slots for that set, for that nation. What if the grade 3 is meant to support into Magnolia Elder? Maybe, like, you know, and maybe looking at it that way, maybe it could be like a grade 3 that somehow allows you to maybe like discard a card from your hand, search your deck for a Magnolia Elder, ride it from the deck, maybe something like that to give you a grade jump. And then it could give like a secondary effect, or like automatically trigger Persona Ride or something. Yeah, like if you go into the like the first couple turns of Magnolia, you know, you ride your grade 2, you look at the top card, you call the top card, that's a draw trigger or something. That really hurts. And then your grade 3 turn is not the most impactful. Like, your best bet is just getting to Elder. Yeah, like, sure. So, yeah, like, maybe that's the way they'll go with it. I mean, granted, it's all speculation. And, if there's enough, if there's enough people asking about it, I have no problem with maybe really sitting down, looking at all the cards again, maybe get a fresh look at everything, and maybe come up with a theory crafting video for the channel or something. And, then, we can kind of have some bets going with the community, and we'll see who's right. Yeah, for what they're going to end up doing with the Griffolgia is also going to be very fun. As far as like lore-wise and everything and how that affects cards, I think I'm more interested to see how that they're going to do the new Blangmire. With the fact that they're basically trying to reverse how his effects are going to work. By, essentially reversing his lore. It's going to be... I've seen like 30 different theories on how like his effect's gonna work, or how the mechanic is gonna change, and like I haven't seen any that I like, and like even me, like I'm a competitive player, or I mostly used to be. I haven't really played competitive in a while. I haven't played competitive in a long time, so I can't say for certain like how I think that effect's gonna go, but I would hazard a guess to say that it's gonna be interesting to see how some of these retrains are gonna go. And then like as far as like the new, what is it, Skyfall Arms rebuild, like everybody's kind of assuming that it's gonna be kind of a combo piece to make Full Blast a turn 4 play instead of a turn 3. Or it makes Full Blast a mandatory turn 3, and then the new one is a game-ending turn 4. Like, I've seen those predominant theories, and like I can get behind either one of those.
Fight!
今度こそ負けねえ。
Yeah, I get that. And see, and the thing with me is, I kind of fell out of Vanguard for a while. Back when they started doing the V standard stuff, where it was the markers and stuff. That really kind of put me off of Vanguard for a while. And then when they started doing like the reboot cards and everything, like I hated that idea. I really didn't like it. And I just, like, no matter what I did, I couldn't get myself back into it. So I stopped for a long time, and then when D started, especially since, I work for a card store, like, I tried to get back into it, but, I am severely visually impaired, so I have actually not been able to play physical card games in about 3 years now. My vision has been basically reduced to the point where I genuinely can't even see my cards anymore. So I've been out of genuine Vanguard for a while. So like where people have been playing, where people have actually been playing Divine stuff, I haven't even touched it. Like I've watched the anime. That's as close as I've come. So as far as like, when Dear Days 1 came out, it was all new to me. Because I had the starter decks back before set 1 came out for D. But when I really wasn't thrilled with the overtrigger mechanics. So I kind of fell out of it again. And then when my vision kind of went sideways, I couldn't play. Why won't you... Oh, there we go. Are my fingers in the wrong spot? There we go. But yeah, so like I haven't touched any of the Divine stuff. Like I've watched the anime, so I know what to expect. I know what the effects do. I know the general gameplay of the decks. But as far as like any actual experience playing them, I have no clue. So it's all going to be fun, so when we stream Dear Days 2, it's all going to be new stuff to me. Let's see. 8K, nope. You got that one. Yeah, V broke a lot of stuff. And I didn't like the fact that it was an attempt at rebooting the game, and essentially. I didn't see why that was necessary. So... when you started messing with cards that, I personally played and kind of had a deep connection to back in the original days of Vanguard, that kind of messed with me. And when you do that to me, it really kind of throws me off. Oop, no, not you. Ooh. No, I'd rather have you go. So yeah, that was my thing with that. So yeah, as far as like when we start streaming Dear Days 2, like you guys can learn along with me, and I can make a bunch of mistakes and lose a bunch of games, and it'll be funny. The anime, like, I kind of tend to be able to put deck building to the wayside as far as the anime goes. Like, early series, it's all about just showing off the characters and their, like, play styles and not necessarily deck building. But, because you don't really get, like, serious deck building stuff until, like, end of seasons. But as far as, like, Divine stuff, like, the Divine deck building is actually pretty on point. Because from what I've seen, like, most of the Divine stuff, like, the deck builds are pretty competitive by nature. So, like, if you're really, like, hooked into the anime, sure. Like, it gives you a good idea of what the deck should look like. people hated the end of G format. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I understand why G kind of had to be an ending point because the power creep and the mechanics had gotten so far gone that there had to be kind of like a moment, like a day of reckoning at some point. And we had to have been getting there, otherwise effects would have had to have been so ridiculous moving forward that it wouldn't have even been reasonable at that point. But yeah, I didn't like the way that G ended, and then the way that they just said, okay, hey, everything that you've built, you've spent money on, you've collected up to this point, it's now useless. We're moving on to a new standard format. I didn't like that. And then, so, yeah, like, I will always be a big supporter of premium. But I'm like that in most games. So, because I play every card game under the sun.
vanguard にアタック
ガード
ターンエンド
スタンド&ドローライドコールヴァンガードにアタック
Yeah, and like, yeah, so yeah. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Let me look here. Yeah, that's the problem. Grade 2 that I don't want hitting me. But I can't block it. That's... Actually, no, I can. I can. You go be useful. You go be useful
イン
now.
ターセプト
ヴァンガードにアタック
Yeah, yeah. And then, like, I think part of kind of what killed me for D and forward was the whole combining all the clans into 5 nations. Like, I get it. From a real-world business aspect, it was very hard to support 24 clans. I get that. But at the same time, it has felt since then like... None of the decks have any real identity to them outside of the main grade 3s. Right? Like anything that one deck can do, they can all do it. It just like there doesn't really feel like there's any individuality in the decks anymore. And so, like, for me personally, like, I was a my main deck playing competitive was Aquaforce. So when, you know, Aquaforce goes away, they become part of Zoo, and it just... None of the decks felt like Aquaforce. Like, Magnolia was okay, but it still wasn't Aquaforce. And, you know, sure, we eventually got the Maelstrom and stuff, but, you know, I'm talking back before that was a thing. So, I just never felt like the decks were really diverse enough to have any, like, unique identity to them. If that makes any sense. Get rid of those. Get out of here. My turns are going to be very skimpy, aren't they? Have I looked at Cristianos yet? No, not really. Because again, it's just one of those, like, I haven't been paying attention to, like, meta and new stuff and what's going to be big, what's not. I haven't really looked at it the way I should have. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'm catching back up now that we're trying to get back to streaming. Yeah, I mean, so, as D has continued, I've kind of softened on that stance. But yeah, I mean, like I said, yeah, Flagberg did not really feel like Aquaforce. I mean, honestly, like I would even say, like the Maelstrom doesn't really feel like Aquaforce. It feels like it's trying too hard. But yeah, like I don't really feel like I'm playing like, you know, when I play some of the decks in Keter Sanctuary, like I don't feel like I'm playing Oracle Think Tank or Genesis. I mean, like this, like what I'm playing against now, like, that's the closest that you're gonna get to Genesis. But see, like decks like this that just goes, oh hey, I get extra power based on soul. I get to call from the soul. I get extra crits. Like that screams Dark Irregular to me, and yet it's not. So it to me, for like some of the decks, it just feels like they were just watered down to the point where some decks just had no identity to them. But like I said, I've softened on that a lot, and I have really come to enjoy a lot of the mechanics. Like, I think Prison is a great mechanic. Like, when Prison was first revealed in D, like, I was big on, you know, I was big on Prison. Because it was like, because, like, it was just a crazy mechanic that, you know, I had never seen before. And the possibilities just felt like it was crazy and what it could do. You know, at some point I would have thought like maybe they got like a retrain on the Prison to make it a little bit stronger. But that hasn't happened yet. But at the same time, like I've seen enough stuff where like even in like the current meta, like Prison falls within like the top 10 competitive decks. So it's like, even though like it hasn't gotten what I would like to have seen it get, it's not bad. You know what I mean? Let's just Pure Light here. Yeah, and seeing like that's another big thing. Like I really enjoyed Link Joker. So like when we don't really have a deck that feels like I'm playing Link Joker. Like sure, we've got the Messiah Stride deck, but with the fact that they disabled cards to be locked during your opponent's turn, it was just like that weird moment where it was like, okay, I don't feel like I'm playing Link Joker. And, you know, since they never really kind of gave them all of their stride forms again, like some of it still just kind of feels weird and wonky in a way. Got 12 cards. That's crazy. Okay, you know what? I think we're good. But yeah, I mean, like when you're playing Prism and you're sitting here like I am now, and it's like I barely made any effort. I have 12 cards in Prism and Prison. My front rows are 40k plus with very little effort, and I get double crits. Like that's scary. Like, you know, and if I swing Pure Light here and I hit over trigger, like there's really nothing you can do. Like, unless you're gonna be perfect guarding me forever, that's just not gonna happen. Let's see, you know. I go, oh hey, alright, now I'm 58. Oh hey, now I'm gonna go triple critical. And like, see, I can do this because I know that her ability is gonna make it where even if that last card in his hand is a perfect card, he can't use it. So now, you're going to take it in the face for 76,000 and there's nothing you can do. And I've got 3 crits. Yeah, let's just don't hit another one of those, please. You can get triggers all day. I don't really care about that. I don't want to see another heal.
ダメージチェック。
There we go.
私の勝ちね。
See, like, imagine, like we were saying, like, imagine you were my opponent and you were playing Magnolia. That was his first grade 3 turn, and then I turn around and ride Pure Light, and the game's over. Like, yeah, there are some decks that just feel too slow to compete with decks that just kind of go, okay, I just go nuts on like, in one turn. Because, even to an extent, like, Magnolia Elder's not, like, crazy. Because it's like, all it takes is like one defensive trigger, and then it's just your back row's not really doing a whole lot. Your front row's not really doing a whole lot. So it's like you need to rush push them to 4 or 5 damage before Elder. And that's just not always easy to do. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like, you know, technically they do get more support, like the grade 1 promo that makes them more consistent than the grade 2 that does extra prison stuff. So, like, the deck it definitely gets better options than what Deer Days 1 had. And so I know the deck does get better from what I have it built as currently. And yeah, going forward, I don't doubt that, like, the deck probably won't really ever get support again other than a couple
どの
promos
ファ
here
イタ
and
ーにす
there.
る？
And, you know, a couple honorable mentions here and there. Or maybe just some different ways to imprison and not necessarily just strictly upgrades. And yeah, like, unless your opponent's doing something crazy, that's a pretty common turn there. But yeah, and I imagine like Aqua Force will get better stuff, and so yeah, and as far as like new mechanics, like I also really love the Bob Sagra stuff. Like, you know, I had always imagined like the day that they make a mechanic where we get like a Legion-esque effect that adds more cards to the Vanguard circle. So Bob Saga was cool. I also like the meteor mechanic for Gravidia. Like that's fun. So yeah, D certainly has a lot of fun effects, or a lot of fun mechanics that I've really enjoyed more than I thought I would. So yeah, like I said, I've softened a lot on my my opinions. Hello, that guy Yuki. Welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're having a good time. Yeah, Legion History Collection, yeah. But yeah, Glory Maelstrom didn't really like kind of jump off of the page at me and go, "Hey, I'm gonna be meta again." Like it's strictly an upgrade for the Maelstrom deck, but it doesn't really like scream, you know, crazy. But I imagine if they do anything like a Legion set retrain, it'll be mostly probably around kind of like what they're doing with Leonorn and Drajuled, and just give them like master deck sets. I wasn't originally, no. I was a Vanguard player back in like 2011, so I'm used to all the different clans, all the different unique play styles. So when they condensed everything to 5 nations, like there really, like at the beginning of D, like there really weren't a lot of decks that you kind of made me go, oh wow, this is unique. You know, like every nation basically could do what every other nation did, so there really weren't like a whole lot of unique things. Like, you know, for example, like, you know, not that, what is it? Like this, you know, like this, like his deck, cool, it makes tokens. Well, you know what else makes tokens? You know, this guy's deck that plays the plant tokens. You know, so it's like everybody has a deck that makes tokens. You know what else makes tokens?
どのデッキにする
Grand Fia makes tokens. You know, so it's just like there. It just didn't feel like originally like there was a lot of. See, it just didn't feel like there was a lot of individuality in the nations. But as D progressed, I eased into it, and I got a lot used to it. Like, because like I was just telling T-Chomp, like I was like, when I saw Prison, like that, I was like, okay, that's unique. I like that. You know, that was something we've never really had before. Like, that doesn't really compare to Lock, per se, but it's still such a unique way of playing it. And a unique resource denial. Like, I can get behind that. And then when we got Balsagra, like, the fact that you can get multiple cards on the Vanguard circle kind of gave me, like, flashbacks to Legion era, where we had multiple cards on Vanguard circle, so... Like, I could get behind that. And it was a unique, you know, the way that it extends the artwork. Like, I was a big fan of that. So, yeah, like, there's a lot of decent mechanics in D and forward that made me kind of ease onto the idea of what they were doing. But yeah, if you started in G era with Luard, I kind of feel for you, because like there's a whole generation that started with G era. So for those that kind of got into the game in G, like you really didn't get to experience the years leading up to and leaving G. But you kind of got a good taste for it, I would say. Yeah, Zorga was also unique. I hope they drop everything on Deer Days 2. Hello, Retro Games Fighters. Welcome to the chat. Let's see. I hope they drop everything on Deer Days 2. I didn't get to play the one game. I played Vanguard 0. Unfortunately, I have bad news for you. They are not. Deer Days 2 is only going to be up to will be from D set 1 all the way up to Divine set 3, including the Sparkling Divas set. So will basically still be 3 sets behind. So, and that's another thing with Deer Days that I don't like. I don't like being 3 sets behind. Like, I can understand 1 set behind. Like, to an extent that makes sense. But 3 sets behind, like if you're the kind of player that wants to test decks online and you don't want to run to it locals, and you want to start preparing for a tournament, you can't use Deer Days to prepare. I don't like that. No. Yeah, no, I agree with you there. That guy. I agree with you. Luar did not, despite what most death callers in Vanguard wanted to yell and preach about, Luard was not what killed G. I kind of can get behind Luard killing V, but as far as like Gize killing G, I wouldn't even say Gize killed G. I think Gize was unique enough in the fact that you could build it with so many different decks that it kind of gets a pass in my book. So I can't really complain about Gize. Now, was it power creep? Absolutely. But was it power creep in a fun and unique way? Yes. So I kind of have to give that a pass.
どのファイターにする？
今度こそ負けね
Yeah, Luard was not what killed G. G killed G, in a sense. Because like I was saying, the problem with G is the effects and the consistency, the combos had gotten so out of hand that if you had tried to start a new mechanic, it would be, by default, undersupported and underpowered. And so, even if you had kind of just continued the game as it had been, every competitive deck would have still just been straight G stuff. So, yeah, like, G kind of did itself in, but not in a bad way. Like, it was an inevitable kind of come to Jesus moment with the game, in a sense. Like, it was bound to happen. It was just a matter of time. I'm going to take a risk here. We're going to do something really stupid. Yeah, it's a terrible Welstra hand, but it happens. And that was the thing. With Dear Days 1, we didn't get all of the cards, so like I can't upgrade this as much as I'd like to. But it will suffice. Best decks in D always have their win con. Yeah, basically. But you could almost argue the same applies in Divine, in the sense that just every grade 3 is its own win condition inherently. So it's super weird. Yeah, we'll end the turn there.
俺のターンだドローライドスキル発動スキル発動だ
Now, like, I would guess, like, the exception in Divine would be the Divine Welstra deck, and the fact that it's just Welstra just goes and gets the win condition, and there's nothing you can do to avoid it.
No guard.
ドライブチェック
But yeah, but seeing as I haven't actually played a lot of the newer stuff, and I haven't actually touched any of the Divine stuff, when Dear Days 2 comes out and we're able to build that stuff, you know, it's gonna be a learning experience for me too. So I do look forward to really kind of being able to toy around with new ideas. And there was a time, many years back, granted, but there was a time that I was a world champion class player, so I still have that competitive mindset, so I can still build decks with the best of them. So I can still look at stuff and go, okay, this is going to be good, or this is going to be bad. And I can still, sure, can I be wrong? Absolutely, but will I be? Probably not. Ooh, that was a bad draw. And that was that looked like a bad soul charge, let's see. No, I'm okay with that. I don't like the fact that there were 2 draw triggers on the top of my deck, but yeah, well. Yeah, we're just gonna, much as I don't want to. Yeah, I guess we will, just to see what happens, right? We'll go ahead and operate. Go ahead and operate you. Let's see what we get off the top 5. Let's see. Nothing great. Fantastic. You know what? I don't want to do that. Let's just do that. Yeah. Because I don't want to waste that, because it won't actually have an effect, and then I have to waste an entire turn trying to get it back.
ダメージチェック。クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。
You dread the day that they get Chaos Breaker? I don't know. Like, maybe they give it the Messiah treatment where things can't stay locked past their turn. And that's part of me is what that's afraid of. That's what's going to happen.
Vanguard にアタック
I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. But I feel like that could be a way that they go. Because otherwise, if you actually allow Locke to come back into the game, things really go sideways. Because under the current game restrictions and the way some mechanics have to be allowed to play, like, you could easily and quickly see the problem that Chaos Breaker would create. It would immediately be tier 1 and it would stay there. I mean, it would stay there for probably a year. Without much effort. Let's see. Is that the grade 2 that I don't like? No, but there's a grade 1. That's going to get boosted to 28. Yeah. Because I don't want to throw that on that grade 2 and then him hit a trigger. I'd rather have a guaranteed block.
Vanguard にアタック。
Yeah, but anybody that doesn't have a healthy fear of what Chaos Breaker was capable of back in G, probably isn't using too many of their brain cells, to be fair. But I can kind of agree, like, Chaos Breaker was a very powerful deck back in G. But, like, one of my favorite decks, and it's not like it won a lot, I just love playing kind of goofy decks that could win out of nowhere. But, like, one of my favorite decks was the 0 damage Glendios deck, where you just didn't give them any damage to play with, and so you kind of locked them out of all of their mechanics the entire game, and then just won through Ultimate Break. Wasn't the easiest way to do it, but it was doable.
まだよダメージチェック
Okay, so we got our grade 2. Oh,
私のタ
thought we
ーン
were
ドロ
wrong already. Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna have to discard this, and I don't want to do that. Yeah. Because I'd rather have this soul charge in the draw effect. We'll send Eingarden. And then we will... Oh, well, we still got one in the deck. And we'll deck then, for sure. And we'll have Eingarden go to the soul, as per usual. We'll play our other one.
セットオーダー
Have that trigger. Ew, not the best either. And I don't like what this is going to make me have to do. We're going to move that back. I'm going to have to discard one of our front triggers, which I don't like having to do. But we'll go ahead and get our Freyschet's Maximum, get that into the order zone a turn early. And we'll kind of just rock and roll from there. And then what we'll do is we're going to kind of finagle this a little bit. Yeah.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ
Ooh, and then we've already lost our other Freyschet's, so that's not good. Yeah, it's Exodia and Vanguard, yeah. But it was such a fun deck because, like, if you'd never played against it, you didn't really see what it was trying to do until it was too late. And then once you knew what it wanted to do, it was still incredibly hard to stop them. Unless you, like, unless you were playing a Vanguard that could go double or even triple critical, and then you just left them at 3 damage. So that they couldn't play their grade 1 that basically turned ultimate break into limit break. So you would have to leave them at 3 damage and then just swing triple criticals every turn. Which not a lot of decks could do like crazy consistently, so it was not a fun way to deal with the deck. And we will not activate yet.
Guard.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。スキル発動。稼働。
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, leaving them at 3 was really the only answer. And the problem with doing that was the deck was already really crazy at building hand. So the only thing that you were doing was just allowing them to just amass a hand. And that just wasn't the greatest idea either. So, like, it was kind of one of those, it doesn't end well no matter what you do. So your best option was just to try to power through. Do I feel confident that I'm not going to get screwed if I bounce the grade 2? I don't. So we're not. Over here.
ノーガード。
ドライブチェック。ドライブチェッ
Oh,
ク。
absolutely. On release, it was terrible. But with reverse cradle and Dark Zodiac and stuff like that, it got much better. And then when they started to release like the vanilla kind of Cray Elementals, it really buffed the deck in the sense of the 0 damage build because they were all typically like 1,000 power lower than most decks, so you could swing under power, throw triggers to other units to avoid hitting the Vanguard, and it was crazy how consistent it could be. Yeah, we're gonna let that go back. All right, and let's see, we're at 3 damage. Yeah, he's gonna let this one go through.
ノーガードだ。ダメージチェック。よし、ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。
ターンエンド。
But yeah, as far as like Glendios on release, no, it wasn't that bad because it was just too inconsistent. I mean, because if you didn't manage to get Glendios turn 3 and you kind of had to play around for like a turn or two, you were already losing. And at the time, the deck didn't have like the greatest ways of digging through the deck to get other reverses. So it kind of sputtered and burned out really quickly if you didn't have like the right hand. And if you had the right hand, you were probably at 4 or 5 damage. And your opponent just had to be smart enough to push you fast enough. That was the downside to Glendios on the release. But yeah, it certainly got better. I don't like the fact that I drew another Iron Garden. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not gonna do it, is it? No. Oh dear. Let me check that. Thank you, Reginald, for the subscription. Welcome to the TCG Unlimited community. Welcome. We thank you. Let's see. Okay, so no, we gotta block both of these, don't we? I don't like that fact. Oh dear, because, yeah, no, I can't have that, because yeah, he's going critical. Okay, so, yeah, he's going critical. Okay, so now what we end up having to actually do here is going to be very dumb and very risky. But those are combinations that I can get behind.
No
We're
guard.
going to no-guard this like champs.
ダメージチェック。やったクリティカルトリガー
That's
だ
going to help. That will help severely.
クリティカルプラスパワープラス
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。とっておきは最後に使うもんだろ。スキル発動。パワープラスクリティカルプラス。
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that statement. Okay, let's see. Let's see. How do we play this smart? That goes to 43. Okay, so like I'll give you guys an example of like how bad the AI plays in Dear Days 1. Like, it would not be a bad idea to try to damage press me. But if I just go this, and I go to 43, and I say that's it.
ドライブチェック。
Unless he hits over trigger, granted. But so now watch, he'll give it to the rear guard by default.
クリティカルプラス。パワ
See,
ープラス。
instead of giving the power and then the crit to, you know, instead of giving power to the vanguard, crit to the rear guard, he's just gonna kind of go, okay, no, everything to the rear guard. He's just, the AI will not take chances. Ooh, I wish, like, Eingarten had a guard effect. Yeah, the Blankmeyer is, the Blankmeyer deck is actually really good. I enjoy it. That's one of the decks I really look forward to building the most once Dear Days 2
諦め
comes
ちゃ
out.
ダメ
Oh, yeah. Like, they had this lesson back in Limit Break. Like, at that point, no, you give power to the Vanguard, crit to the rear guard, just to see if you get through. But no, the AI in Dear Days is not smart enough to risk it for a biscuit, as we would say in the old days. I don't want to do this, but I don't have a choice. Yeah, because it's a double crit, so we gotta go this way.
ガード
And see, if he had played that a little bit smarter, he would have
ターンエン
been
ド。
スタンドドロー
But because the AI just can't, you know, that's just how it plays out. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do
ペ
that.
ルソナライド
Yeah, and that would have been one of the plays. Like, you would pay attention to how I guard, and then you would have known
諦めち
by
ゃ
the
ダ
fact
メ
that I went one to like that the fact that I went barely 2 to pass would have given most seasoned players the knowledge that they needed to take a risk there. Because even still, you know, it still would have been that 31, or it still would have been, you know, what, 26, and I still would have had to have discarded most good things. And like you see, like, my hand is not great. Like, my hand is kind of garbage. Like, I have no offense, not really. Like, I'm gonna have to do this just to justify it.
こーらヴァンガードにアタックだ
But yeah, so and like you said though, it's still not guaranteed or anything, but it would have still put me in a tighter spot of where I needed to put my priorities. Because on the off chance that you did double trigger and you got through, then yeah, there would have been no way that I could have survived. Because I had 15k shield, that's it. With you hitting triple, you would have hit me for 3 crit at 4 damage. So yeah, it just wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have ended well. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of go all in here because I don't have a choice. I don't live next turn if I don't get through this turn. If I don't end it here. And the problem is I'm probably not going to be able to. That's a scary thing. Get rid of this one. We're not going to counter blast yet.
Damage check.
I mean, it's whether or not he hits triggers here is what's going to depend on whether or not we win this. Right. Here we go. This game is actually going to be kind of close, which I enjoy close games. Games that really come down to the wire and actually make me have to get innovative and really have to think through possibilities and probabilities. That's where I shine. You know what? Just for the sake that I want the option to attack the back, the other one, let's get rid of the back row one first. Then we're going to counterblast. Bounce the draw trigger back to hand. Get fresh shots maximum. Yeah, perfect guard. Could have seen that coming. I honestly would not be very surprised if he has another one. Yeah. Alright, and then let's everything to maximum. Yeah, he's got it at the perfect guard. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Really would have liked to heal there. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's... and hello, Xavier Duke. Welcome. Hello, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Yeah, I like Walter. I like the way the deck kind of plays. It kind of gives me some old-timey vibes. So yeah, I like to play a lot of things. I don't just play competitive stuff. I'm the kind of card game player that I like to play things that I find to be fun. Show me perfect guard. Yep. Oh, this does not end well for me. Yeah, if I hadn't drawn critical trigger, I would probably just swung at the other grade 1. But yeah, that's the problem with Deer Days is the AI is not the greatest. And that's why, like, when we do streams in the future, I want to get people on, some of my friends and whatnot, to play with me, because, yeah, when the AI can't think like a competitive player, my mindset starts to fall out of the competitive mindset and starts to fall in line with how do I beat an AI and not how do I beat a competitive player. And that's not where I want to be. Okay, let me think. Alright, he's going critical. Do I... man, do I take this? I think I take this. Yeah, I think we take this. Oh, come on.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。俺の全力をぶつけるぜ。スキル発動。
You have a funny story of a Daiusha player from last week's local?
クリティカルプラ
Sure,
ス。
I would love to hear it. Yeah, the cheating final boss for difficulty, yeah. It's kind of like it's mainly just there for the theatrics, you know, the story for it. So yeah. All right, so let's see. It's 23. That's going to put me at 33. Let's do that. Like, I feel like I'm okay with that, right? Like, because again, it's AI. So unless he hits over trigger, he doesn't get through because he'll play it safe and give it to the rear guard.
クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。ドライブチェック。やった。ドロートリガー。
Ooh.
パワープラス。
Ooh. Now that kind of hurts a little bit. Oh, man.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
That hits me in the feels a little bit. Yeah, no, those triggers kind of fell kind of the way he needed them to. That's not an easy guard there, but thankfully we've got it. I just don't want to lose him, but we don't have a choice. Okay, I still have enough soul. So we at least live. But I have nothing. Like, this hand is dead. And of course I draw the heal trigger. Really, game? Oh, this game does not like me today. It's not like the earlier stream that we did first thing this morning where we were hitting over triggers every game. We just can't do it now. Man, what do I do here? I mean, we do this for sure. Because that at least gets us over the 13k barrier. And then we'll activate, go ahead and operate fresh hits one last time. Well, not that one last time, but, you know, essentially getting ready to activate him, or that card one last time. Yeah, I could have done that a little bit better, but either way, I mean, I think it ends up fine. We don't activate yet. That puts him to 5. Please no trigger. Thank you. Show me perfect guard.
ガード。
ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Looking back, like I said, yeah, I see where I could have done that differently. On a course, and then I draw it anyway. Okay. Well, you show me
ヴァンガードにアタック。
no, but it's just enough. Oh boy. Okay. Well, at least we have perfect guard now.
スキル発動。
俺のターン。ドロ
And
ー。
that gives us and because we've got Iron Guard, that's a 3 discard.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。俺の全力をぶつけるぜ。スキル発動。パワープラス。クリティカルプラス。
Let's see. No card shops close to you. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. There's not a lot of... Before TCG Unlimited opened, there wasn't a lot of shops in my area either. So, yeah, I get that.
Skill 発動。 完全ガード。
ドライブチェック。よし。クリティカル
Oh,
トリ
come
ガ
on,
ー。
don't double trigger again.
クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。ドライブチェック。
Oh, thank you. We've still got 2 counter blasts, so we definitely end it
ヴ
this
ァンガー
turn.
ドにアタック。
ガード。
ターンエンド。
私のターン。ドロー。これで終わりだね。ファイナルターン。
Alright, so yeah, now we can definitely end it now. And there's not enough gold to use his ability again anyway, so he's practically useless.
稼働。スキル発動。パワープラス。
Oh, none in the whole country. Oh, okay, yeah, that would certainly be a step up from just not having locally. Yeah, you can declare final turn, and you actually get you actually get points for doing it and actually ending the game on final turn too. So I'll show you what I mean when this game ends. Alright, so you're the one that's going to get bounced back to hand this turn.
ヴァンガードにアタック。
ガード。
Alright, there's no way you get through this turn. There's absolutely no way I'm letting you live. I made a misplay earlier.
ヴァンガードにアタック。
I don't plan to make that mistake again.
スキル発動。
We're ending this now. Before I make myself look even dumber than I already have. So, we're gonna get out of
発
here.
動。パワープラス。スキル発動。 スペリオルコール。
ノーガード。
ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。ヒールトリガー。
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's certainly more than what I've got, but mine's pretty respectable. Sadly, it doesn't matter what you heal in this deck, so we're just gonna go with that. And yeah, he's no guarding, so we're gonna make this slightly harder to block, just in case. I mean, realistically, all he has to do is hit over trigger, and then the game still doesn't end. But,
ダメージチェック。
yeah, not gonna happen.
私の勝ちね。
Yeah, I've made most of the decks worth making, but yeah. So teach up. Yeah, this is what you do. It's like so after every game you get a breakdown of what you did. So if you win, you get 700 VP. Attacked 40,000 plus power, 300. Successful final turn plus 500, and that all boils down into like how many packs you can buy. Yeah, thank you for hanging out, and we'll be streaming on a pretty regular basis. I can't guarantee once a day, but we're gonna be doing it pretty regularly, and once Dear Days 2 comes out, we'll probably be streaming every day for about a week. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, so yeah. As you can see, like, I've got 1.3 million. I've got a fair amount of crafting points. But yeah, I mean, like, I've got 44 decks built. Like, everything else, like, a lot of the other decks, I just don't feel like building. Like, I don't feel like building Kios. I don't think it's a good deck. I don't feel like building a lot of their decks. They don't feel fun to me, and I don't think that they're good enough to really be worth my time.
どのデッキにする?
But yeah, so it's, yeah. I kind of want to play Gravidia.
どのファイターにする?
I feel like that would be fun to do.
勝負！僕だって負けない！
Yeah, that's impressive, man. I mean, hey, you do what you got to do to enjoy your hobbies. So trust me, you're not gonna get any pushback from me. No shame there, man. You do what you got to do. I'd probably do the same if I were in your shoes. So yeah, absolutely. I got lucky enough that I was able to. I haven't actually read the manga, so I don't know. I don't know the deck. I'd have to actually go look it up, maybe. Before I really got used to playing the deck, then yeah, there were a lot of times I would double Freischütz, yeah. The deck is built to be able to do it. It just doesn't happen very often. Yeah, I think I need to keep this hand outside of that. We're gonna ditch you because I don't like that card. It's too heavy counterblast. I thought it would be better than that, but it's not. I'm only gonna get 2 meteorites out of this. That's not good. Alright, so let's use you. That way we get our skill next turn. But yeah, I like as far as like when Dear Days 2 comes out, like I definitely look forward to building the new version. So with Yurianthe and all that, just because it gives the deck so much more consistency and such a bigger push. Definitely makes the deck much more of a viable
ドライ
threat.
ブチェックドロートリガーパワープラス
ダメージチェック。
やったヒールトリガーだ
Yeah. But yeah, as far as, I agree. Like, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, a lot of the stuff will be in a roundabout, in a sense, power creep. But yeah. But, you know, for me, like I've said, for me, a lot of it is I'm just looking forward to being able to play, Power
plus
like I'm really looking forward to being able to play the old vintage cards. So being able to go back and build those old decks again is going to be fun for me. Because those are, you know, those are the old decks, the old sets that I've memorized completely. I know every card in every set, and I could essentially just rebuild all of the old decks from memory. Ooh, okay. Now you're doing mean things to me, and I don't like that.
スキル発動パワープラスセットオーダー コール
We just gotta make sure we do this correctly
コール
and not overextend here.
ヴァンガードにアタックノーガード
ドライブチェック。
You can't wait to build the new Brant Gate.
ダメージチェック
Yeah, Orphis Mask. Yeah, I get that.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Yeah,
だ
there's a lot of the cards that we didn't get in Dear Days 1 that we should have that I definitely want to go back and play.
ダメージチェックオーバートリガー
Really, my
パワ
guy?
ープラス
You need to chill. I mean, I guess it could be worse, but, you know,
ライドスキル
this man having 9 cards on turn 2 is not going to do wonders for my health.
コール
See? Okay, never mind. It's good. The Radiant Lane. Okay, so that's a fine play.
スキル発動パワープラス
This is going to hurt, isn't it?
スキル発動
Yeah, this is going to hurt.
パワープラス
Oh, he's going to do that. Of course he is.
スペリオルコールパワープラスヴァンガードにアタック
Whew, and I can't block any of this.
ノー
Fantastic.
ガード。ダメージチェック。
オーバートリガー
No, he doesn't know any chill, like, genuinely.
パワープラス
But I guess it's our turn to hit the overtrigger
リアガード
defensively,
にアタッ
so...
ク
That's really unfortunate, too, because I really did not want to lose this grade 2, because the version of this deck that I have built does not run a whole lot of grade 2 support. This deck is very much glass cannon. It goes big or it just goes home.
ドライブチェック
But at least that Momoke is going to sit there and twiddle his thumbs and do
ターンエン
nothing.
ド
スタンドドロー。
That I can be proud of. You know what? Actually, no. We got the grade 3, so that means I can do this with pretty much complete confidence that nothing's gonna go wrong. Alright, how confident I am that I'm not gonna get upset if this doesn't go the way it needs to. I don't think I am, so I think we're just gonna go there. Yep, man, we still did not. Okay. Well, we are going to put you behind your vanguard just in case. But don't get comfortable because you're probably not going to stay there. I guess we can pull one out of their playbook. At least this way we get 3 decent attacks and not kind of half-hearted ones. And we can kind of go full out, so there's always that. Two, 4, 5. Yeah, I do need to read the manga. Just like I said, with my current eye condition, it's just not the easiest thing for me to do. So, yeah. Excited to see what the new characters use in Dear Days? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've seen the leaks for the Vortex Dragon, and it's actually fairly decent. You know, and then the weird thing is the fact that they kind of give it early, and it's just going to be that one card. And so the deck will be very much not capable of doing its full thing. But, like, in a weird way, like, it's okay. So it's going to be kind of more of very much like a trial deck until it gets its full deck. I might be ending this on turn 1. Alright, crit. 60 now. We're going to give you power. Crit. Power. Oh, I was going to say, like, watch this be another crit and it's gonna things gonna go sideways. Imagine being at 5 damage on turn 2. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows it's not quite exactly Vortex, but it's basically. It is kind of... Wait, did he actually just manage to check 4 damage and no triggers? That's sad, boys. and then he's gonna drop 2 cards. Oh no. That tells me you don't have perfect guards, and that's a dangerous place to be in, my guy.
スキル発動。ヴァンガードにアタック。
Oh, he does have perfect guards. He's just kind of opted for 2 grade 2s.
完全
Okay.
ガード。
Respect. Especially considering that there's no way that I can get to 5
ターンエンド。僕のターン。
5 meteors again on my next
僕
turn.
の全力をぶつける。
Actually, I can't because I got the grade 3.
考えた通りにやるんだ。スキル発動。スペリオルコール。コール。
Yeah, no, Lamar, it's all good, man. I know. Trust me, like, you know, I get it. You have to go to an eye doctor's appointment. Even though there's no sedatives in those, well, it's a light sedative, but even though there's no, like, heavy anything in it, those drops make you want to sleep for days. Yeah, there's no way I'm guarding any of this. Like, I'm fine with letting both of these hit. So, no, man, we're
ド
good.
ライブチェック。ゲット。クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。
Yeah, it's definitely the same species. I would, you know, it's definitely in that same pool for sure. But it's certainly an interesting card in the fact that it's truly dedicated to using the energy system, which is fantastic.
ダメージチェック。クリティカルトリガー。
Because up until that card, like the energy system just kind of felt like it existed as a bonus and not as a core mechanic. Because like none of the decks like live and die by it, but this card will fully utilize it and really kind of bring it to the forefront of its entire game plan. So like I can get behind that, you know?
クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。
Swing at me. Hit me. You didn't get critical, did you? No. So, yeah, no, you can have that.
ノーガード。ダメージチェック。クリティカルトリガー。
Yeah, like both of those, like yeah, the lyrical deck seems, you know, depending on like the direction they go with it, seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. And the Youth Bird definitely seems like it will be an improvement. So it's definitely going to be something to look forward to.
私のターン。ドロー。
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it truly the new card will bring the energy system to the forefront, to the core of its entire game plan. Like until now, every other deck, sure, it's got like, you know, everybody's got like 1 or 2 cards. It's like Energy Blast 3 to draw a card, or Energy Blast 3 to retire a thing. But like none of the decks so far have really like made it its core mechanic. You know what I mean? Do we? No, I don't have another Gravidia. Wish I did. But I don't. I'm gonna pull you back. We're gonna play you there. We will not soul charge, because unfortunately I'm not seeing any of my other grade 2s. So I don't want to thin the deck overly.
Set order. Skill 発動. Akirame ちゃダメ.
Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me, like the art does absolutely look fantastic. Like I like for the couple of guys that I know that are going to come in the store and immediately on day one ask how many we got, so they know how big of a check to write. Like I feel bad for them. But yeah, and then the 16 copies, yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. But that's why like I said, that's why I've kind of eased off on like my feelings about D and moving forward. Because now that we're really kind of getting into the thicker of it, the game has really kind of evolved to a point where I'm kind of more happy with the way things are. Like, I'm still not thrilled about over-triggers. Like, you'll never convince me that over-trigger is a good mechanic, but like, I can get more heavily involved in the idea of, you know, this is how this is going to play out now. Alright, we're going to push for game here because there's no reason not to. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, a lot of V was Royal and Kagero, yeah, absolutely. Until what was it, like Luard and Night Rose started kind of becoming the new thing, and then it was Shiranui all over again, and which, unlike most people, I mean, maybe it was just the fact that I just didn't I just didn't care how good a deck was competitive wise. I was just willing to enjoy the game and just play against anything. Maybe that's why I didn't really care about Shiranui like most people did, but there were just a lot of things in V, as far as like mechanic-wise, it didn't really bother me. I just didn't like V as a whole. Oh, you are not going to be happy. 43 to a 36. All I needed was one trigger to pass, and I'm going to get 3 attempts. Well, I would have gotten 3 attempts. Alright, now I hit. Now you die. So we're going to get crit there. Everything else has crit, so we're going to give you power just so you're a bigger threat. Yeah, buying a couple cases, I don't think... well, a couple cases, yeah, okay. Yeah, a couple cases, that should get you your play sets. But yeah, as far as the... Yeah, as far as the lyrical deck goes, like, I feel for people, because like that deck, that card is going to be probably the price of a case. Oh yeah, well, to be honest, like Yu-Gi-Oh was headed down that road a long time ago. To be completely honest, like there was no one that really thought Yu-Gi-Oh was ever going to be redeemable. But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, my whole thing with V was just the fact that I was around from the very beginning. V was basically an attempt at a reboot that made no sense to do it. Just make new units and give them the mechanic. Don't try to remake all the old cards and then create a situation where you have to split the formats. Like, that was just not the most intelligent thing to do it. So yeah, it was just, yeah, I just didn't like the fact that they were using it as a reboot. There were aspects of the gift markers that I didn't like. It just made like game boards too messy with the extra rear guard circles and then all the extra cards that you had to have undercards, and it just made the game boards too messy for physical cards. Let's see. What do I want to play? I want to play Graham Grace. I do look forward to the new Graham Grace and Favernil, though. Those will be fun additions to what we didn't have before. Let's play Bruce. Whose face do I want to punch with Bruce? I'll punch your face with Bruce.
Welcome to hell!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that was my big thing. Like, when it kind of became clear that they had no idea of how to intelligently do power creep, and then it just went from 0 to 100, and it was just, once we've hit that 100, then it was just, you know what? Throw everything out the window, and now let's just make whatever ridiculous effects we can think of. So by the end of V, like even mid V was just absolutely unplayable. So yeah, I mean, like, just V just in general had a big issue for me, and I don't necessarily like to, you know, mix in the concept of the anime, but I like games that have lore behind them. It just adds another layer to it for me. You know, as someone who started in Magic, it just, you know, lore just kind of gives me an extra incentive to enjoy playing a deck. But when you go, okay, well, if you enjoy playing the original Alfred, well, here's a new Alfred, but it's inherently worse than the original Alfred. Even though it's supposed to be a better mechanic, it's still worse. And then it's like, here's another Blaster Blade, but it's worse than the original Blaster Blade. And so when you go that route, it just, like, a lot of V just kind of felt bad to even attempt. And then, yeah, and then it was just the sudden, here's all these weird markers that do ridiculous things. Then it was just power creep out the yin-yang, and it just, it left a bad taste in my mouth, and I never could get past that. Okay. Do I have any doubles of anything that I don't care about? I do. You can go. None of this matters. So. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the V-era anime was terrible. Like, there was no thought or consideration putting in when planning on how that was going to play out, and it was very poorly done. I mean, you could tell the, you know, budgets were low. Yeah, it was just bad all around. That's essentially what I was saying. If I confused you, I do apologize. Let's see. We're only at grade 1. No, I can't, because she was only 7K. Bruce does not like not having to attack turn 1. But it's going to have to be okay. Yeah, that that was certainly not. That was
スキル発動
what was the famous word? Ungood.
スキル発動
Cool.
コールスキルを発動
Cool.
ヴァンガードにアタッ
He's
ク
going all in on turn 2. Wow. Okay. Well, I've got triggers, so
ノーガード
I don't mind going to here.
ダメージチェック
ヴァンガードにアタック
Yeah. There are some series that Crunchyroll is not a good substitute for. I myself have learned that. I've gone back and completely started rewatching the entire series again to kind of also as a way to prepare for V. Or not for V. Great. Now I've got V on the brain. But as a way to get ready for Dear Days 2, because when they do the vintage format for Dear Days 2, I hope they make it where we can like play older decks against newer decks and potentially have like a new form of premium format in Dear Days 2. Because I got the idea while watching the original anime. There was the fight against Aichi and I forget his name, but the Team Caesar's leader in the semi-final match of the Nationals, where it was Aichi basically gets put into the situation where he has to win on that turn, but essentially there was no card in his deck that was going to give him the win. He already used Soul Saver, so he didn't have the soul to use it again. But he draws the Alfred early, gets the retire on the 10k Interceptor. And then because of that, the 2 perfect guards in hand are useless, so the third attack gets through. And I kind of, like, I had this weird, like, epiphany, and I thought about it, and I'm like, you know, if people want to argue power creep in Vanguard is terrible, let's look at it from an objective standpoint, and let's brainstorm. And I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, instead of Alfred early, let's give him Rizal in that moment, right? And, like, I was thinking, okay, would Rizal have completely changed that turn? And no matter how much theory crafting I did and what cards he could have drawn, what cards he could have revived, the answer was no. The game ends the same way. So it's crazy how, original Alfred early versus Rizal ends the same way.
どうしよう
Yeah. Let me focus for a moment. We drew over trigger. That's not good. Yeah, I've never used you. I don't know. Like, I know you're supposed to be good for the deck, but I've never needed you, so we're gonna get rid of you. But yeah, and then so it's like I've kind of like been on the lookout for other games like that throughout as I've been watching, and I'm like, let's take, like for like some of the Spike Brothers stuff, I'm like, you know what? Let's just theoretically say that their name is, what do you call it? Diablos. And let's give them Bruce, right? And let's and then again you ask yourself, like, would those turns like dramatically change? And it's like crazy because it's like the answer is no. So it's kind of incredible to me how little the games really kind of would have changed in some ways. Do I need you right now? Not really, no. Okay. Well, I kind of need to push. That's the problem. aggressive vanguard. Great. Okay. So we're gonna put you there, and we're gonna keep the other one in hand for perfect guard fodder.
リアガードにアタック。
ああ、それノーガードで。
Yeah, and I've heard that too, but I'm kind of still hoping like there's like that information is not like 100% accurate, or maybe at least not translated 100% accurate. So I mean, like I can still kind of hope. Maybe it won't, and maybe I still kind of have to stay theory crafting with you know, Vanguard Pro and whatever, but. I still just think like it would have I still think it would be like a fun like series to kind of theory craft with how would newer cards have impacted older decks. Now sure, when you start like talking about, well, you know, Rizal deck versus Alfred deck, then yeah, the jump in power is very clear no matter what, but as far as like saying card for card does power creep exist, like it's kind of crazy how the answer tends to be no. Like even Blangmeyer, okay, you compare that to delete, it's basically the same mechanic. What do you do again? I haven't played this deck in a while. Counterblast 1 kill rear guard? Yeah, I think we can actually make use of... I think we can be happy with that. Because that's going to take some offense off of you for a while. Yeah, absolutely hype for... yeah, definitely hype for Deer Days. Absolutely. Yeah, like I don't even like. I'm not even gonna touch Future Card Buddy fight with a 10-foot stick. It's not worth it.
Order 発動。パワープラス。スキルを発動。パワープラス。スキルを発動。
Well, I mean, seeing like I just like sure if somebody can give me a definitive video, you know, with you know 100% authentic translation to say that, sure. But as far as I'm aware, the only thing that we have that suggests that is a screenshot of a slide that they showed at somewhere. And so, you know, depending on who translated it, you know, there's always a chance that, you know, there's slight mistranslation. I mean, you know, Bushy Road couldn't even translate Deer Days properly and left all sorts of grammar issues in their game. So I wouldn't put it past somebody to mistranslate a slide, you know. But like I said, even if it's not, like, I'm okay with that, you know.
No God.
Like even if it comes down to it and it's and you can't play old stuff against new stuff, I'm okay with that. Like it's, you know, it's not the end of the world at that point. Yeah, you were dumb enough to give me a critical.
Vanguard にアタックだ。
And you're gonna get a 10k or a 15k, and you're gonna get to give all of your triggers to that rear guard that's gonna get met with a over trigger.
俺は今クリティカルトリガー、クリティカルプラス、パワープラス。この瞬間、このひりつき、俺は今。この瞬間、このひりつき、俺は今オーバートリガー、パワープラス、クリティカルプラス、パワープラス。 俺という人間のあり方を否定してみせてよ。
ダメージチェック。
Yeah,
Damage
I would like that idea.
クリティカルトリガーだ。
Do I have a favorite nation? Not really. I'm a competitive player by nature, so when I play a card game, I pretty much just get wrapped up in testing everything. Like, I will play even decks that most people would consider terrible by nature. I just play what I find to be fun. So there are decks from every nation that I enjoy, and then there are just some that I tried, I don't feel that I enjoy, and I'll never touch them again.
諦めちゃダメ。
Did he actually manage to, like... Oh, he had over trigger. Oh, and I lose, so it doesn't matter.
クリティカルプラスパワープラス。
悔しい。
And see, like, that's why I don't like over trigger, like, because it makes a game that should have been about skill. Well, I hit over trigger, so you lose. I don't like the idea of a single card that can completely flip an entire game. I just think that's bad card. I just think that's bad game design. Like, over triggers would be about the same reaction and feel to me if, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Unbanned Pot of Greed.
Doのファイターにする?
So yeah, yeah. Let's see. What do I want to play next? You know, let's go back to Ava. I want to play Ava again.
どのファイターにする?
Because Ava is definitely a deck I want to rebuild when Deer Dice 2 comes out, because of the new support makes them a little bit more consistent, but at the same time, it's still very much fun. So, yeah.
よっしゃ行くよ。ファイト。
Alright.
勝負しようか。
And this deck will be more fun too, because yeah, Orpheus Mask is going to be interesting to play. And one of the things that I do feel like is very interesting is the fact that even in, what is it, sets like 6, they're still making masked units. So, like, they haven't completely given up on that being a mechanic that can advance older units. And I like that. It's weird lore-wise and thematically to do it, but I like it. It's going to allow older decks to still feel relevant to a degree. Okay, I'm going to have to make bad choices here, aren't I? Yes, I am. Alright, goodbye! Good thing we can get them back. Get you. Play you.
僕のターンドローライドだよスキル発動スキル発動
But as far as like the nation question, like I said, I'll play pretty much anything. But before nations, back when it was just all the clans, like I will say that my main clan was always Aquaforce, and it's always just kind of weird to me because it was just Aquaforce just kind of was the clan that kind of spoke to me in a way. It felt like it was the deck that I was meant to play. So Aquaforce just came natural to me in a sense.
vanguard
I don't like the idea of going to 2 damage here, but I don't think I have a choice. Yeah.
ノーガード。まだよ。ダメージチェック。フィールトリガー。
I'll take that. I'll take that. I surely will.
パワー プラス
ターン
私のターンドロ
But
ー
Aquaforce, yeah. But Aquaforce is always my main clan. I enjoyed Link Joker, so anything that kind of feels Link Joker-esque to me is kind of fun. So, you know, sure, now in Dear Days 1 we have Messiah, but Messiah kind of feels kind of clunky to me still. Like, maybe in the future if they ever give us additional stride pieces, maybe. But it still feels kind of clunky to me. I'm gonna have to make hard choices. I don't like what this is. I don't like what this is doing to me. Alright, get you.
セットオーダ
I'm gonna have to play you now because we've lost what, 2 or 3 copies already.
ーヴァンガードにアタック
I know I need to
Nogado.
push you. I
Drive
can't let you
check.
stick around. Yeah, well, Shadow Paladin was a very
Damage
enjoyable
check.
deck, so that's
オーバートリガー
that's easy to understand. And of course, you
Power
hit it
plus.
over trigger. But yeah, I had a lot of friends that really enjoyed Shadow Paladin, so I get it. Phantom Blaster Dragon was always fun.
僕のターンドロー
Abyss was fun.
ライドだよスキル発動
Revengers were fun as a whole, really. But yeah, so like there was a lot of decks that were kind of in the Shadow Paladin niche that were very entertaining.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Well, was there anything else that I really just enjoyed? Nobatama was fun in a sense for a while. Hang on just a second, guys.
どうしよう。
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to answer a phone call real quick. Yeah, Clarence Sword was fun. But yeah, but I do apologize, guys. That's the cost of what happens when you work at a card shop. Sometimes you have to double task. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10s. Do I care? I do, but sadly nothing I can do
ノー
about
ガ
it.
ード
ドライブチェッ
At
クだ
least
よ
if you don't check triggers, you don't.
ダメージチェ
Your
ッ
other
ク
guy doesn't hit.
ターン
私のターンドロー
Ooh, you're hurting my soul at this point, because I can't afford to drop another one.
ライド
Ava, stop making me make bad
セットオー
decisions.
ダースキル発動
Wow, I am gonna get crap from this. I have to call one. That's the bad thing. The odds you reveal 5 triggers off the top of your deck. What are the odds? Pretty darn good, apparently. Do I want to use Ava? I don't know if I want to use Ava here. I feel like I have to, though, right? Like, I'm going to have to get probably pretty aggressive this game. Me being at grade 3 and him still only having 0 damage. That makes no sense whatsoever. I have seen probably over half of my triggers at this point. That's not great. Maybe it just calls. It doesn't have to kill something. There's a crit threat. Because otherwise, this is not going to end well. Ooh, front trigger. Okay, good decisions. I like it. There's a chance we put him at 4 this turn.
ダメージチェックだよ。
スキル発動。ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。
That won't be fun to block unless he has a perfect guard.
ノーガード。やられた。ダメージチェックだよ。クリティカルトリガー。クリティカルプラス。パワープラス。ダメージチェックだよ。
ヴァンガードにアタック。
ガードだ。
We won't actually use it this turn. There's really no
僕の
reason
ターン
to.
だね。ドロー。オルフィストにライド。スキル発動。
Okay, and I think what we'll probably do is go ahead and end the stream after this game. I didn't realize it was already 7 o'clock, so we've actually been going for
正解は
what, almost
ダークナイ
4
トになる。
hours. So I would say that's a pretty good
窃盗
stream.
だ。この宇宙の深淵を。アビサルダークナイト。コールだよ。ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
Alright, we're going to... We only need 5 to block you. But I don't have 5. So we're gonna sacrifice you.
インターセプト。
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。シャドウアーミートークンをコール。スペリオルコール。パワー。
See, like, that was a dumb decision. Why would you sacrifice a standing rear guard?
パワープラス。スキル発動。パワープラス。
That changes things. That changes the dynamic a little bit. We just go here. Okay, that puts us at 33. That's 2 pass.
ドライ
So
ブチェックだよ。ド
we're
ライ
gonna
ブチェッ
watch
クだ
you
よ。
hit double nothing.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。
Yeah, we've been streaming all day, and you know that's not going to change, guys. We're going to try to make this an everyday thing since you know I work for Card Shop. This is primarily my job is to stream as well as handle store stuff when I'm needed. So we're gonna, you know, we've been on hiatus because I've had some vision issues and I've had a lot of surgeries over the last 3 years. So we've been on hiatus, and I've been chomping at the bit to get back to it. But I needed to make sure that I was ready and able. But now that I am, we're going to be back streaming. We're going to be playing all kind of games. For the moment, we're going to primarily focus on Deer Days until Deer Days 2, because I want to make sure we get some Vanguard content on the channel for sure. And once we've done that, you know, we'll kind of move back into our groove of assigning certain games to certain days. We're gonna get you. But yeah, so we're gonna be streaming quite a couple for a while, really. So no worries there. All right, let's go ahead and burn another one. Please give me something good. You're not gonna give me something good, are you? No, you're not. You cheeky. No, we're not going to do that. I thought you might have been the on-place get 10k guy, but no. Okay. So I probably should have chosen the other card. Oh well, no biggie. So what we will do then is swing you. Oh, no, you are the 10k guy. Okay, you just had an extra effect that I forgot about. But yeah, we're gonna be streaming some Vanguard until Deer Days 2, and then like I said, we'll probably do Deer Days 2 for about a week. We'll play through the story together, build some decks, have some laughs, play some of the old stuff. Because from what one of the screen grabs that I have seen says, is basically you have to play through the story to unlock the vintage stuff, so that's not the most fun thing in the world, but you know, I can kind of get past that. Man, I still wish those effects were plus 3k, not 2 now. It's so dumb. But yeah, so we'll get into that, do some of the old stuff, then we'll go back to the new stuff. We'll kind of bounce back and forth. I'll be making some videos, deck builds, and things like that. And in the meantime, I've got some people that want to do some videos for other card games, so we'll be posting videos. We're gonna really be getting back into the swing of getting some content out there for you guys. So all of you guys on Twitch, if you want to stay up to date on all the videos and things that we're gonna have coming out, I would certainly suggest going over to the YouTube channel, subscribing over there so you get all those videos. Do I have any? Nope, I don't. Oh dear. But yeah, that way you guys don't miss out on the content, and you guys can enjoy, maybe learning about a new card game that you haven't heard of or don't know much about, and we can all kind of enjoy our favorite hobbies together even more, build our lovely little TCG Unlimited community even further. and
アタック
swing our Vermilion.
スキル発動
Because, you know, giving Ava Vermilion rear guard, that was intelligent.
やられたやられた
ヴァンガードにアタックだ。スキル発動。パワープラス。
But yeah, so if you guys are interested, I would certainly, you know, go over to the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe over there so you guys can keep up with the videos, all that fun stuff, and, you know, we'll still be here doing our live streams, hopefully pretty often, pretty consistently from now on, as long as, my eyes will allow it, and we're not, you know, so far behind, unfortunately, with the shop or anything. My main duties are for the online entertainment section of the business, so we will be focusing on that.
スキル発動 セットオーダーヴァンガードにアタッ
now,
ク
aren't you?
オルフィストレギスのスキル発動スペリオルコールパワープラス
I do think the way that the masked Orphis gets rid of orders is interesting.
スキル発動パワープラススキル発動パワープラススキル発動
You need to
パ
chill.
ワープラススキル発動
40k rear guards. Oh, great.
スキル発動
This isn't gonna be fun.
パワープラス
Those early heals really did a number. That's one pass. That's two pass.
ガードだ。
ドライブチェックだよ
That's one thing I do like about Ava is
Drive
Ava's
check there.
very good at keeping consistent guard power. In fact, that pretty much all of your grade 2s or
Vanguard
10k
attack
intercepts is pretty crazy.
ノーガード。まだよ。ダメージチェック。フロントトリガー。パワープラス。
ヴァンガードにアタックだよ
I needed a front trigger in hand, and I don't have
ノー
one.
ガード。ダメージチェック。
That's right. I think if we play this right, we probably have game.
ターン
私のターン。ドロー。これで終わりだね。ファイナルターン。ライドだ。スキル発動。ペルソナライド。セットオーダー。スキル発動。
Where our deck is getting pretty thin too. That's another problem. All right, that's fine. We'll call our Ava to rear. It's fine.
Vanguard にアタック。
ガード
ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。
Buying the original Ava, we'll get another one of our Vermilion cards out of the drop.
ペリオルコールパワープラス
ガードだよ。
ドライブチェックフィールトリガー
I mean, one card in hand, right? What are the odds he lives? Right? Let's just go for it. Let's just see if we get lucky. I don't think he didn't live.
ドライブチェック
Nah, okay. Sonic 4 movie? Yeah. Yeah. That'll be interesting for sure. Be interesting to see how far, you know, in the bag of tricks they have to come up with to keep bringing the old characters back and, you know, revamp them and everything. So, yeah. Definitely looking forward to all of that myself. Okay, so do we just... Okay, hang on. Let me... Well, actually, there's really not any way we can mess this up because the Shadow Army tokens can intercept. So...
ノーガードだよ。やられた。やられた。やられた。ダメージチェック。
Yeah.
私の勝ちだ
There we go. And then, like I said, when we get a little bit closer, probably next weekend, we'll probably go ahead and start buying packs, and we'll dedicate a little bit of our time to opening a bunch of packs and spending some VP and stuff. Because as far as anybody knows, VP and stuff isn't going to carry over, which, in one hand, I'm kind of sad about, but on the other hand, like, I'm kind of grateful that it doesn't, because then at least it still kind of presents the challenge of, you know, I don't get to carry over 1.3 million VP to just immediately go buy everything, all the packs in the store. And I have to earn it. But at the same time, the fact that I'm basically going to have to sit here and waste all of it, kind of sad, but, you know. As far as we know, crafting points aren't going to carry over either, so... It's not like I can hoard those and make things, so, It does make the game... Well, I mean, as far as balanced, I don't know if I'd necessarily say it balanced. I mean, because, again, it's just one of those... You go build a half-decent deck that you can play against an AI, go beat the AI and CPU fight 100 times, and you've got your CP again, so... I wouldn't necessarily say balanced. It just kind of gives you the necessity to actually have to play through the story, to have to play through the game with a bad deck, slowly build the deck up where it kind of feels like you're playing within the story. And so I'm okay with that, because otherwise it would just be a meaningless story that just has a bunch of text I have to skip. But when I can have a half-decent deck, be able to read all the story, see exactly, you know, how the characters are going to develop and everything, and I still have to kind of work towards building a decent deck, I'm okay with that. Like I said, my main thing is it just kind of feels like it's such a waste. But, like, I'm okay with that. So, you know, either way... But yeah, so again, guys, we're gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys so much for coming out and showing your support. Thank you for all of our new followers on Twitch and our subscribers on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. It has been a blast to be able to sit here and talk to you. My voice is actually starting to go, so that is always a good day to me. And I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun getting to talk with you guys, being able to debate some of the old stuff, some of the new stuff, and really just it's been a fun day. I really missed being able to stream and do these kinds of things. So I hope you guys come back for the next stream and let's continue. Let's just keep the train going, you know, straight into your days too. That's going to be our challenge, right? So, yeah. But again, guys, thanks so much. We hope you enjoyed the content. I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. And so until next time, enjoy the rest of your day or the night, wherever you are in the world. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you guys on the next stream. Until then, goodbye.